Are you married to or have a partner who's a liar? If you are, chances are good that your relationship will be tried by the mistrust, bitterness, and anger that lying causes. Hi, I'm Jeff Tobe, relationship coach and creator of the online series, How to Fix a Broken Relationship. It can be very hard to understand why your partner would lie to you. After all, if you're married, you each took vows to love, honor, and trust one another. So how do you deal with a partner who doesn't tell the truth? Lying can feel like a serious form of betrayal, but if you catch your spouse in a lie, it's important to examine your reaction, since your behavior may influence the likelihood that your spouse may lie again. It's one thing if he's lying to avoid embarrassment. It's quite another if he's trying to protect you from pain. Knowing his motive is crucial to how you respond and whether and how you'll forgive. We appear to be hardwired to lie, and it begins early on in life. Children as young as 2 may lie when they discover what words can do and that they can do amazing things. A lie may not be meant to hurt another person, but that's very often the result. Some people lie as a form of self-protection. Others do so to save themselves from punishment or conflict, or to gain acceptance from a group or get something else they want. Lying comes naturally to most of us. We say that our friend's favorite shirt looks great, knowing how much she loves the ugly thing. We lie on job interviews to increase the chances we'll be hired. We lie to our children to protect them from the world. We tend to repeat our family's behavior. I grew up in a household that accepted and even encouraged lying about unpleasant things. If you're like me, we may be more likely to do the same when we're adults. I know mine was a matter of survival and self-preservation when I was a child, but it's no excuse now. Only you can decide if any amount of lying is acceptable or not, especially when it comes to your partner. For example, a husband may say he'll be home at a certain time, even though he knows that time isn't an accurate estimate of when he'll be able to get there. On the other hand, he may intend to be home then, but simply isn't organized enough to make it. The first is a lie. The latter may be more of an oversight or simply an inability to manage time well. Knowing the difference is crucial to understanding whether you're dealing with the devoted partner who needs better time management skills, or a lying spouse who may be seeking or having an affair or doing something else she's not telling you about. Your tolerance of certain lies may mean less conflict and more harmony at home. But what happens if a lying partner is trying to cover up a serious incident? Will you finally decide to challenge the lies, possibly ending your relationship? Or will you put up and shut up in hopes that whatever it is will end soon? Some people who've been lied to may be unable to cope with their reactions or the emotions they're feeling. They simply can't get past the feeling of betrayal lying causes. Knowing that lying is often one of those two to tangle deals, how does the person who's being lied to help create the dynamic? Somebody becomes a lie magnet when they do not fully collaborate on the commitment to truth-telling. For example, when your partner shares honestly and with integrity and you attack them or shame them, they'll inevitably think twice about being honest in the future, thus leading to increased deception. So, how are you receiving your partner's honesty? Are you being reactive instead of responsive? Are you being a martyr, playing victim? If so, you may actually be encouraging your partner's lie-telling. The biggest self-deception that occurs in relationships is the belief that we are victims and not contributors to the stress. Before confronting a lying partner, consider how you respond, depending on your partner's answers. You may well hear something you really don't want to hear, but you also need to be prepared for her continuing to lie and cover up her behavior. You may need to be ready to make some difficult decisions, but you first need to hear what she has to say. She may also surprise you. For example, you may suspect an affair, but she may actually be working at a second job and felt too ashamed to tell you about it because she's living beyond her means. Once you've heard her out, you may need to clearly state your expectations and your deal breakers, though you'll likely need time to process what you've heard. If you accept her explanations and there's something she must do or stop doing to save your relationship, tell her what these actions are. Allow room for second chances, but not third or fourth. Think 3 strikes you're out, and be prepared to follow through, no matter how life-changing or painful that may be. Have you also considered whether your reactions to his words or actions have encouraged him to lie to you? Perhaps when he returns home after hanging out with the guys, he's subjected to a half-hour harangue about how much you dislike his friends. So he learns to lie about where he's been and who he's been with. As one husband told me in couples coaching, I'd rather lie about what I'm doing than give up the things I enjoy. Besides, if I'm going to be in trouble anyway, at least now there'll be a reason. In these cases, a partner's behavior may be aggravating their tendency to lie, to avoid trouble at home. Changing your behavior may even solve the problem. When both partners ease up on each other, they may begin to notice that the behaviors they disliked aren't so bad, or at least not worth hurting the relationship by fostering more mistrust. On the other hand, if a partner always does as he pleases, he may be acting in ways that are inappropriate and hurtful, including lying. In that case, it may be time to reevaluate the relationship. As a spouse begins to trust again that he won't be lied to, his behavior will likely soften towards his partner. Though if an affair is in the cards, it may take a long time for this healing to happen. Changing any behavior, including feeling suspicious of a partner, takes time. And their changes in behavior will also take time. So, give each other room. Talk about things more often and more honestly. In most cases, a relationship will begin to improve over time. Truth is a process, and the key is to build a culture of truth-telling in that partnership. Nobody is totally honest all the time, but if you can start talking more openly about how to give and receive honesty before the monsters under the bed come crawling out, it will make all the difference in the world. The more hiding you're doing, the less vibrancy and energy is available for the relationship and for your life. So create a container and a commitment together to bring clear and direct conversation. For more information and tips, subscribe to my YouTube channel at www.jefftobyoutube.com. And for a free download of my newest book, Technology is Ruining Your Relationship, go to www.relationshipdownload.com. Until next time, this is Jeff Tobe reminding you that happily ever after is not a fairy tale, it's a journey.